I'm a survivor.
Yo, it's Varner from Survivor, the Australian. The dig. No climbing, no lying to anybody. You have found Survivor's hidden idol on the internet. And you didn't even need a clue, because they ain't got one. It's Survivor Talk with D&D. Dwayne and David. Take it away.
So if you feel me, put your hands in
Welcome to Survivor Talk with D&D. I'm Dwayne.
And I'm David.
And we're just two best friends talking about the show we love, Survivor. Welcome to our recap and discussion of the Survivor Kaôh Rōng premiere episode. It was a good one, but before we talk about it, we are joined by our special guest from seasons 2 and 31 of Survivor. Also, the voice of our season 32 intro, which you just heard. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Varner.
That
Hello,
intro
Jeff.
pained me. It's a painful intro.
You didn't
painful.
like it?
No, I hate it. I sat here just like this the whole time.
Guess who won't be listening to our podcast all season?
Yeah.
It's okay. I will. I'll just wait and I'll join you a few minutes into it.
It's like a 30-second intro, so just do your little 30-second fast forward button on your podcast app if you're listening to it. So
I appreciate the opportunity to do that.
I got to tell you what, man, it's one of our best ever.
Oh, that's nice to hear.
Absolutely.
I bet you say that to all the losers.
Wait. You almost got me there. That was not nice.
Yeah, be careful. Kelly might be listening.
That's right.
She's
So,
a loser too.
So I wanna give some promotion to Jeff since he's going to be doing a couple things. I believe tomorrow he's recording with Rob. So on Thursday he's recording with Rob. That'll either be published on Thursday night or Friday. So that's Rob's podcast.
That'll be fun.
Oh yeah, that'll be a blast. And then also Jeff is joining Kelly Wentworth and Martin Holmes.
Gordon Holmes.
Not Gordon Holmes, no.
What's Martin?
Yes, Martin.
Shireen is doing that one.
Gotcha. Sorry.
All right, he's joining Kelly and Martin Holmes to do a weekly power ranking battle over at InsideSurvivor.com. So go check.
And
that
I have
out.
no idea what I'm talking about with that. Clearly, from my rankings for today, I got that way wrong.
I did too. That's all right.
David and Colton are doing that, and I think Colton picked Darnell to go home.
Did he really?
And David had him like 4th. Or something.
No, I had him in the middle. Colton had him much lower, so Colton scored big the first week.
Yeah. So
I wouldn't trust that Colton kid. He's probably got the boot list right in front of him, working right off of
there you go. So
I'm kidding. I love you, Colton.
David's doing that on our website, which is, of course, stwdd.com. And then we've got, let's see, Sunday, February 20th. So this Sunday, we're doing a listener feedback show. Normally we just do one show a week on Thursday, but we're going to do one this Sunday night. So get your feedback in by 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday, and we'll do a feedback show. And then on the 3rd of April, I know it's a month and a half away, but we're doing a Kelly and Friends patron podcast. So if you're a D&D patron, you will get to join in on the conference call with Kelly and a few of her friends. So we hope that you'll do that. So, all right. Y'all ready to get into this?
All right, do it. Go.
All right. All right, so one of the things we like to do, Varner, is we like to share some initial thoughts on the episode.
Okay.
So I have a couple. First of all, a bug in your ear. Wow, that's
a good one.
That is crazy. A bug in your ear. Oh my gosh.
I don't even know how that happened. Like, did they show how it got in there? And
No.
It just seemed like out of nowhere she had a bug in her ear.
I know. And
How did she know she had a bug in her ear? Like,
She
how do you
said
know
she-
that?
Well, you can hear it. I was at a friend's house one night when he stepped out on his front porch, and there's a light right there, and a moth flew right in his ear as soon as he stepped on the front porch.
That would
And he
freak
can
me
hear
out.
the wings. He can hear the things in his ear. I'm trying to pull it out, and I think I'm making it worse. He ends up going to the hospital and getting it taken care of. But I can only imagine. And then the pain on top, because your ear is so sensitive, the pain on top of every time that thing crawls on something or touches something, and it was bleeding. Her ear was bleeding.
Yeah,
That's why
I
it
just-
fell out.
that would creep me out more than anything. I think psychologically that would get you.
Yeah, and it had been in there for a while. Like all night and
she's my pick. So I got my cell phone thinking, can I call medical and get him to go see her real quick? I know this is 6 months ago, but come on, medical, step in, please. That's my pick.
Your
Yeah.
pick, what? The first one to go?
Jen. No, Jen's my pick to win.
Oh, to win the whole thing.
I love Jen. She's my pick to win.
I got her going early.
yeah.
Well, this has been fun. Y'all have a great night. No, I'm
No,
sorry.
I like
Not
you.
early, but on the early side of things. I could be
Okay.
wrong.
Yeah.
I probably am. Hell, I was wrong. I was wrong tonight, so I'm sure I'm wrong.
But that's got to be like the first time, but still, that was crazy. And how crazy is it that, like she was just doing a confessional and just like, ah!
Oh, no.
Anyway. So, David, do you have any initial thoughts?
This episode premiere hit 6 big points for me to make it a great intro or a great episode. One, we had a great opening. It wasn't as great, as epic as last season's because you guys had to swim for the rice afterwards. That was a big tribe decision, and I love that aspect. But jumping off the boat you got 2 minutes to scramble, and I loved it. Just chaos. I love chaos. It had good tribe intros. It was good editing to introduce us to all 3 tribes. We had an idol hunt, which is great in the first episode. We had 2 near medevacs in the first episode because, in my opinion, there were 2 people that could have easily gone home. We had a great challenge, and then we had a tie at Tribal Council. I love it.
Who from
great.
Medevacs could have gone home?
Well, Aubrey was really in a state where I don't think she was going to quit, but she was completely taken off guard, I think, by the first day or the first 2
She
days.
was panicking.
She was
And
panicking.
that happens. There's a point when you're in the middle of all of that where it just all settles in what you're in the middle of, and then you realize how hungry you really are, how hot you really are. That usually lasts a little deeper, but I've seen people do what she did. You just have to fight through it.
But you didn't see it last season, did you?
No.
See,
There's a lot of tough people out there last season.
That's what I'm so excited about this season is that it's fresh meat.
Yeah.
And I expect it, like I told Dwayne earlier, I expect this season to remind us why the show is called Survivor.
Yeah.
And this first premiere did that because last season the bar was set so high and you guys came out like thoroughbreds and just played that way all the way through. And then this season to me is going to be a lot of stumbling and a lot of falling. And I just thought it was a really strong opening episode.
I can't wait to see it. When we were out there, they kept warning us about infections, and you could tell they were very paranoid and very careful about us. You knew that whatever they just went through was pretty intense. We heard all kinds of things. So it's nice. It's interesting to see that actually play out.
Yeah. So David just called you a thoroughbred, Jeff.
I love it. I love every bit of that.
Well, he only made it through 4 episodes, but he's still a thoroughbred.
Yeah, man. I raced. I was running. I looked good running. I just fell at the end. That's all.
Yeah. Jeff didn't have time to freak out because Shireen was in his face from the very beginning.
And
strategy.
You saw that. You saw that tonight. That you saw the shelter people and the beach people.
Yes,
it just
you
sort of
sure
happened.
did.
And that beach, the Blue Tribe, the Brains, they are where we were. That's Takeo Beach.
Yeah.
I was going to
recognized
ask
every
if you
corner of it.
recognized, yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. And so you could see them going. I could see the runway. It's like an airport with a runway that people were just going up and down constantly. And usually it was Shireen, and I got sucked into it for a while. Wentworth was all up and down that beach too. Spencer was all up and down that beach.
Yeah.
So
So
did y'all find Darnell's spot? Did y'all happen to come across where he, did the brown trout or anything, or was
I
that?
couldn't believe he did it right there.
I
He went
know.
all the way down to the end, back down near the well, like at the end of the airport runway. We were all the way down there. And you know what? I don't know if you have ever tried it, but there is a beauty in an aqua dump. It's a fantastic experience. It really is. Oh my God, to just lay there and just let it go. And they
How
tell
nice.
you to be still. Because they teach you how to aqua dump in the very beginning. It's one. I mean, they don't take you out by the hand and say do it like this, but they explain it to you. And then you can't, when you're done, you're not supposed to move and let the current take it in. But your instinct is, I'm done, let me get away. And you pull away, and then it just sort of sucks it towards you. And then you're like, you're running from the brown trout. There was a couple of moments where I was screaming because I couldn't get away from it. The harder I tried, it was awful.
That's really awesome and funny.
But it's
I love
very
it.
sanitary and it's really comfortable. You just relax and let it go. It's awesome.
Yeah. So
Try
did you
it
have any?
sometime.
Did you have any initial thoughts, Jeff? Anything? Just
I mean, I was just, for me, overwhelmed with the location. Like I found myself
Right.
just constantly looking. I left the game several times just to look at the location, see if I could remember who was standing there. And
Yeah.
you know, that's where the whale was. And when they would do this confessionals, I didn't even hear what half of them said because I was too busy trying to figure out where they were when
Right.
we were there and all of that. But I thought it was great. I
Yeah, I
thought
thought it was great.
good first episode, and
you know-
I think it really showed you people. You get a good sense. I've been studying
Yes.
these people a little bit from videos, and to see them actually move and talk and interact. It's interesting to know how close I was with some and how far
Yeah.
away I was.
To me,
Yeah.
it's like finally getting to the restaurant. You've seen the menu, you've seen it on video, but you finally get down to sit down and eat at the
Mhm.
restaurant, and it was good. It
Yeah.
was a good meal. Do you know officially why Second Chance was shown first instead of this season? Was it I mean,
I think no, I don't know officially. Nobody ever told me, but I think it's just the logic of a vote. Having us
Yeah.
be voted in May, and then all of a sudden putting a new tribe of new people in between us and them was kind of awkward and disjointed. I just think it made sense.
because
Yeah.
we were invested all summer in nominating you guys, voting for you
Mhm.
guys, then waiting 39 days to finish for you guys to finish, and we were so invested in that I think this group got kind of a bum promotional rap as
Yeah.
to, it must have been a horrible season. They're getting delayed. We got to stick an all-star season in there first, and we got our payoff a Second Chance. But I really have high hopes for this season. I love that they're fumbling.
Yeah.
I love that they're getting hurt. I love that it's a Survivor-like season. It's
I hate
not all
that.
stars. It's all new season of Survivor, and I
Yeah.
love that part of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. You don't want anybody to get hurt. And
Right.
somebody who was hurt, it really is when you get out there and you know that you can do it and all of a sudden you just can't and it's really no
Right.
control to you.
Right.
It's an awful experience to have that happen.
So another one of my initial thoughts is starting with 50 minutes. 50 minutes of tribe life. Nice going, CBS.
You like that?
I loved it. We got so much tribe life at the beginning. It was wonderful.
Yeah. They did kind of gloss over the marooning a bit. It was kind of quick.
Yeah.
And ours was just the opposite. Ours went on
Right.
forever and ever and ever. But I like that
Right.
too.
Right. David, do you have any more initial thoughts? I have one more.
No, I gave all 6 of mine, and that why I thought it was a great episode.
All right, then I want to
Well, I
know.
didn't take like notes and stuff, so.
Oh, no, that's okay. We're going to guide you through the episode.
Sorry, it's a force I
Okay,
have.
good.
So what did we not see? I mean, let's just go ahead and not bury the lead, all right? What did we not see that would explain keeping Alicia over Darnell? Why not keep Darnell? I mean, I was
that
really
shocked me.
shocked.
That shocked me too. That came out of nowhere for me. I have no idea. There's something that went down. There are definitely conversations that went down. You know.
There was either a conversation, a negative one that we didn't see, or an alliance that we didn't see. Because why would you go back with an unhappy Sydney? Sydney is not going to be happy now because that's her friend that left, and you got 3 people over here, Jen, Sarge, and Scott, that to me don't care who they keep. They just want to keep somebody that they can work with.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that really surprised. That's what I wrote down. I didn't write down any conversations at Tribal. I just wrote down a few facts, and my thing was why go back with us unhappy Sydney?
Yeah.
You know.
I don't know
So
why
anyway.
they picked him. There's something that happened.
Yeah.
Something somewhere.
You mean we
I
didn't
thought he
see
made
every
really
minute
good
of the
arguments
show?
at the end to stay. Yeah. No, you
So-
didn't. Sorry.
Voiceover at the very beginning. Boy, they were really setting us up for this season. The most grueling 39 days in Survivor history. And I think it's already paying off with the earbug. I mean, it's
Mhm.
already paying off.
That was great.
So I'm really looking forward to it. So
That was great. It's so hot out there. It's
Oh,
so
yeah.
I can't even begin to explain to you the heat and the humidity more than anything. I mean, the humidity's just so thick.
yeah,
It really does take a toll. I felt everything she was going through. I felt it.
Yeah.
When they showed the preview, like he was saying, they showed the waves of heat coming off the ground.
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's my thought was, why are you doing pom proms in the sun?
Yeah.
Is it for camera? For lighting? Go in
Yeah.
the shade. and
Get in
do
the
pom-proms.
shade for
Yeah.
crying out loud.
It doesn't matter. And the thing about those beaches is that there's no breeze. You know, I've never been on a beach that didn't have a breeze, and that's
Right.
like the worst. You can't.
Yeah.
The only way to cool off is to get in the water, and it's warm.
Right. It's probably
There-
85
there's
degree
an-
water.
Acclimation that your body absolutely has to go through, and it takes a few days to get through that.
So we got the Brain Tribe getting introduced, and we get an amazing line by Debbie. Puzzles lay down for me like lovers.
That was
That was
You know they love that stuff.
that was amazing. I mean, I would expect that from Nick, but I wasn't expecting that from Debbie.
And you know what my initial thought was when she said that was, really? Like, you're like this hot woman that can have people just lay down with you like that? Like, I don't know. I envision her not having laid down with anyone. I don't know why.
My thought was that she have to put her lever together before she can kiss him.
Oh, man. Anyway,
she would annoy me. She's annoying.
Oh my gosh!
I think the second they get the chance, they're going to let her go. I would.
Yeah.
She reminds me of Deb. There was a lot about her tonight that made me think of Deb, where you just didn't really even clue into the fact coming out of your mouth is making you look like an idiot.
Right. I mean, she was like, I can do this, 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 this. I am the best out here.
Mm-hmm.
It is all me. So.
Right.
So then we get Nick saying I'm better looking than most people, and I don't.
I'm not a fan of his.
Yeah, I'm not either.
Jeff called him like a Superman. When he walks around that shirt, he does kind of have a build like Superman. I gotta give him credit. He reminds me of the guy that works in Vegas that wears Superman and takes pictures for money. He kind of reminds me.
He could do that.
Good.
Stand out in front of Roman Chinese Theater. He could do that. I don't know though. There's just the Nick that was on the show tonight. Sorry, I'm watching Carolina. This game is 1 point apart. Duke and Carolina. It's just you have to keep me focused because there's just a few minutes left and it's 1 point.
I understand. It's all right.
This is sacrilege that I'm talking to you and not even paying attention to this game down here. I forgot what I was saying.
You were talking about the Nick.
The Nick we saw tonight.
Yeah, it's very different than the one I thought you were going to see, and not because he's not that person. I just think they're not showing it yet. He hasn't come out yet, but
I did too.
Arrogant, just I don't like that. There's something about him that's not.
I predicted the Beauty Tribe. The girls were going to bond, which they did.
Mm-hmm.
They were going to pull in Ty, which they did. They were going to be okay with.
I was surprised they all of a sudden didn't like him.
Yeah, well, he made the mistake of going by himself or at least getting caught. It's one thing to get in trouble, but unless you get caught, you're not in trouble. And sure enough, he just went to. He said he was going for half an hour. If you don't see somebody's face for half an hour in this game, you're right. You don't trust him.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've never really understood all that hype about going to find an idol, trying to pin that on. It's just every single person out there is looking for an idol. Every time you walk away, everybody's doing it.
Yeah.
So just to stand around and say this is awful, he shouldn't be doing this. You did it 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing it.
Yeah, but
you're right. You just got caught, right?
And so
Whitworth was very good at that whole idol lion thing.
Yeah. And so now you have something to bond over.
Yep.
So.
There you go.
So how about this getting the stuff? So they had 2 minutes. Would you have rather, Jeff? Would you have rather them have told you, look, you've got 2 minutes, period, or do you like the way they did it on y'all's season?
I like the way they did it on our season because it was take however long you need.
Right.
Just you're in a race with the other group, so you see them cutting loose the raft. You got to either hurry up. The other team moving puts pressure on you.
Right.
I like that a lot instead of a clock. But I was really surprised at how messy their rafts were.
I know. I was too.
And only because we did it. I just did it a few months ago, and everything just sort of fell right into place. It was perfect. We didn't have things floating around. And they must have just panicked and went crazy.
Yeah. They were like dropping baskets of coconuts on people's heads.
Yes, and talk about chicken abuse.
Oh, I know.
They abused some chickens tonight.
We heard a lot of chicken pain.
All night.
You were hearing like...
Wigglesworth wanted to tie the chicken's legs up with rope, and even though that seems to be the humane way to do it, it's a weird thing to see. They're just shaking their leg, trying to get rid of this rope that's attached to them, and they're grabbing them by the neck and choking them, and they're squawking. It was just uncomfortable.
Yeah, I was watching with Gracie, and when Scott grabbed one on the end of the boat, she goes, "Did he just kill it while he was grabbing it?" I said, "I don't know. As big as his hands are, he might have."
Yeah. I wouldn't. You might have to grab it the way you have to grab it, but then get it free and pet it or something. Don't hurt it. You're gonna kill it anyway. Just
And Ty's not getting anything. He's just setting chickens free.
And loving trees, which I love. I love that he's like in love with the trees.
I can't wait to talk about that. That's gonna be All right, so we start off Braun day 1, and we get Jason talking about people judging me on how I look.
I did it.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
But my favorite part was, what do you do? I'm a bodybuilder, and then they go to Darnell. I'm a postal worker. Oh, really? Oh, okay. What do you do, Alicia? I'm a real estate agent. Oh, okay. It's like, why are you on the Braun tribe?
Yeah, so they look at each other. One of these things just doesn't belong here.
Yeah.
Right.
That's not going to stick out. No.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of funny because then you got a bounty hunter, and you got a construction owner, and you got a professional basketball player, and then you got a real estate person and a post office dude. Yeah. So
Interesting mix, definitely.
yeah,
I like that Scott can't count. He talks about, we got 5 of us.
yeah,
Oh, no, dude, there's 6. There's somebody over there not doing anything, but yeah, there's 6 of us.
yeah.
But that's just basically when you're out there, you're counting numbers. So in the game, you're in a mindset where there is one down, and you're trying to figure out who that one is and who the 5 are that keep going.
Yeah.
And I can see that being a total Freudian slip.
Yeah. So then we get to the Brains Day one, and this is where Debbie not only brings up Obama to the extent that Peter's like, please stop, but then she starts telling about all of her amazing qualities and all that kind of good stuff. So
Isn't she amazing?
yeah.
She does everything. She's great.
Neil says, Debbie has, I mean, I'm crazy, but Debbie has a whole different level of craziness. Yeah, and so then she can't build a fire, and that doesn't help. You know, if even if I knew how to build a fire, I don't think I would go out on there and go, okay, y'all, look, I know how to build a fire. I'll take care of it. I would let my building of the fire say that. Because then if you screw up, then you're the one that said you could do it, and you can't.
Yeah, and that was a big Deb moment for me because Deb did that all in Australia. She was the fire lady. She talked about it. She never got it, so it's a tool that we were able to use against her, I guess.
Yeah,
I mean, why put yourself up to give yourself knocked down? If you can't, I mean, don't brag about it until you got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what'd you think of the beauty tribe there, Jeff? Nick's saying
beautiful.
we're all beautiful.
They are beautiful. That's a pretty group. Even the ugly ones are pretty.
Yeah.
I mean,
I love it. Caleb's like, what the heck's Ty doing on this tribe?
Oh, he's a beautiful spirit.
Yes.
He's beautiful spirit. He's such a great spirit. I love Michelle. I can see Michelle being that person who just fits in and floats in, and just everybody likes her, and she doesn't make any waves. She's smart.
She was Dwayne's first pick in our draft, and I thought, yeah, that was a good pick.
Mm-hmm. And I love Anna. I think Anna can win. She's very strong.
Yeah.
That's a good threesome right there. Those 3 girls will probably go far.
Yeah, I like them.
Nick, I'm not feeling Nick.
No, I'm
I
not
didn't get that either. Actually, I like Neil. I thought Neil came out pretty good in this. He was very aware of what's going on. He had good comments. He wasn't derogatory. He wasn't just she's got to go.
Yes, he was.
He was doing it in a calm way though.
He went after the old people. He played a whole ageism card, which I have a problem with. I'm now on the old side of things.
Yeah, but when it works in your favor, you want to keep that. I mean, Peter's got a little gray hair, so.
I like Neil, but he lost some brownie points with me tonight when he played that card. He didn't have to go there.
You're right, because he's presuming right away that they're going to be weak spots and challenges, and
just
true.
And that may not be true. You don't know that they're both very strong. Even the people who aren't that strong can sometimes surprise you. Not everybody needs to be able to lift a rock over their head and run up a hill with it. That's not what it is at the end of the day. But so many people put that emphasis on it. Like we got to be strong. We got to keep the strong people. And some of those strong people, you should probably get rid of quick, just because they're threats.
Yeah, I liked when Braun was doing the rock lifting. Scott and Jason were getting the rocks, and Alicia's looking at him like, "Gosh, those are heavy." Oh yeah, this is the Braun tribe, isn't it? I guess I'm supposed to be picking up rocks too.
Yeah, they kept showing her drinking water.
Yeah, drinking everybody's water.
Yeah, I don't trust that editing though when it comes to that, because they made me look lazy, and I wasn't always. Right. I had my moments.
What's the score in the game?
73-74. Duke is now up by 1, and it's 50 seconds left, and I'm about to. You reminded me of their parents driving their kids in cars listening to this, so I won't say what I really want to say. But Duke is about to win. Duke is going to win. Oh my God, Duke's going to win. I'm going to die. I'll never live that down. I'm sorry.
So I liked how in the beauty tribe how Ty talked about don't hurt in trees, but he's up there cutting leaves down and branches down. But I guess that's okay because they'll grow back.
Don't cut the branch off because it won't grow out.
Ty literally pulled a tree out of the ground.
He did, and I love that.
But
I love that.
That was really smart. That was pretty smart because he saw 3 things that did not belong. He could tell that they were freshly planted.
I'm sorry, guys. It's 7 seconds.
That's
7
okay.
seconds.
That's okay.
Oh my God, Duke just won.
No,
Oh my
did they really?
God.
Did they really?
Oh my God, I'll never live it down. I've been obnoxious.
Yeah, they just
Duke
won.
just won in Chapel Hill by
Right.
1 point.
I'm turning it off.
I'm turning this crap off, dude. That's some bullshit.
But I like Ty's.
Okay, I'm sorry. Back to episode 1 of season 32. So.
That's okay. I like Ty's. I don't know if it was at this point in the episode, but I like that he went looking and he saw 3 things that stuck out in that path. That was really perceptive. I like that a lot. He's just got to find a better way to do it and not do it around people so they can see. Or else, do you ever get brave enough to take somebody else with you? That one person that you're close with?
He kind of had to there at that end. I don't know. I've never been in that idle situation, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I think ideally people would love to find it by themselves, and when you first get there, you don't know who you can trust the most yet. So
Right.
I don't know if that's soon, but everybody starts looking for an idol right out of the gate. Everybody does.
Yeah.
And he just got caught doing it, which is unfortunate.
How uncomfortable is it though when you get caught? I mean, that's just got to be majorly uncomfortable.
I don't know. I never did.
Right.
But there are places that you. Well, I did. That's not true. I did get caught once. There are places that you can position yourself in the camp where you can see everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to kind of find that spot early. So you just go there, like out in the ocean at Kaôh Beach. You could get out in the ocean a certain part, and you could see every little corner of everything. And we would just sit out there and watch. You could see Shireen running through the woods, and you could see Abby's head bopping over by the well, and you knew kind of what was going on from those vantage points.
Cool.
And everybody's looking. Everybody's watching. And you could see people hunting for it, and everybody would talk about them. You could tell who was looking here and there.
Right. Right.
Yeah, this was a good mislead by editing because Beauty, you had the 3 girls talking about the guys. They were analyzing them, trying to figure out what they did for a living. Then you had the 3 guys talking about the girls. And to me, that's good setup for who's going to get voted out. I'm thinking, maybe Beauty's not going to win. I mean, Dwayne and I both picked Beauty to lose tonight. They lose the first challenge. So we were thinking, they're setting us up for that because we're not getting any of that from Braun. No, Braun's going to be fine, you know. And looks like Beauty, then maybe Brains, but that was the good editing to me that they were showing that strategy work right from the beginning because I don't expect A+ strategy. I expect good B strategy, maybe a few B pluses, but day one I expect people just to survive, and that's what I got.
Right.
Yeah.
Except for the tree that Caleb was killing.
Defacing.
Now,
I like him. I didn't think I would like Caleb.
Man.
I do
Caleb's
like him.
great.
Yeah, I didn't think I would.
Yeah, I'm very happy with Caleb. Very happy with Caleb.
Me too.
Yep.
He's strong, and he doesn't seem as arrogant and self-centered yet. I mean, they're not showing that yet. He seems like somebody you'd like to be around.
Yeah. Seems very likable. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. We have on Braun Day 1. We've also got them talking about how they're basically calling Alicia Blondie, which is. When they're calling you Blondie, that's a good clue you're not on their alliance.
Yeah. That was kind of ballsy, that was insulting. I would have been insulted were I her.
Yeah. Darnell tells Sydney, I like Alicia, and then Sydney goes, I don't like her, and Darnell goes, yeah, I don't either.
Good answer. Good answer, Darnell.
And I'm going to go take a dump. Really?
Really close.
Right in front of camp. No behind it, rocks or anything, just right in front. Y'all can't see me, right?
I need something to read.
That was funny.
That was funny. He had a good beach to go down to do that.
Yeah. Now, getting back over to Beauty, do you think, I don't think so, but do either one of you think maybe Ty let the chickens go?
No.
No.
No, I don't think he did. He was also very trying to tie them up and find the best way for them to be free and roam around. I don't think he would do that.
Right.
But, we had chicken drama too. I mean, those chickens, they don't want in those cages. They want to be free. They want out. And they will find a way out. They pick holes. They're smart. They can figure out ways to dig through here, and they'll find the weak branches and chip away at them. And next thing you know, they're running up the beach. We were constantly chasing chickens. Constantly.
Wow. Nick wanted nothing to do with chasing chickens. I think that irritated him so much. You know, it's like
He wanted to let them just go.
well, he was like, I'm exerting way too much energy trying to get chickens. Wasn't that Nick that kept
See?
saying
Yeah,
that?
yeah, it was.
Yeah,
and
it
then,
wasn't.
then
It's
he
a matter
pulls
of
the
time before that comes out.
yeah, but then they chase him back towards him, and he picks him up in one grab. So he's the
Yeah.
hero. Superman swoops in. So
I also think Caleb made the right choice of owning up to being on Big Brother.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially when you have an 18-year-old blonde there
Yeah.
who probably watched Big Brother.
Yeah, there's no way to not. You have
Yeah.
to do that.
And the one point she made about that was he was loyal to so many people and went to the end. What
Yeah.
a good trait to bring on the Survivor,
Mhm.
that you're very loyal.
Yep.
hmm
So there you go.
Hayden was the same way, I think.
Yeah.
Wasn't he?
I've seen one season of Big Brother, and I couldn't even finish that one, so I don't know anything on Big Brother.
I don't remember Caleb too much from Big Brother, but I know he lasted a while.
Yeah.
And I know he loved to call himself Beast Mode, and it
Yes.
was annoying to me.
That's what caught Beast Mode Cowboy. So what do we think of Joe? I'm thinking Joe's making a mistake teaming up with Debbie, if that's actually happening. But just looking at Joe, what did y'all get any sense from Joe?
I got that he was probably a little insecure about his spot. I kind of read that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like he knew they'd probably be targeting him, and
Right.
you don't see a whole lot of him trying to fit in with the younger ones. You know, he's partnering up with the safety of this other older person there. Maybe he'll be annoying. I don't know. I don't think we saw enough of him tonight.
We didn't know. We didn't get a lot of him, but Liz called him a possible medevac. And
Yeah, I don't
so
like
she's
that.
worried about that. I'm like, really, just because of his age? But no,
Yeah,
I
don't like that.
we didn't get much of a read, which I didn't get much of a read from Brains, and that led me to believe that they were going to be safe at the challenge. They did talk about Debbie, but it was kind of too obvious. Yeah, she's the one talking the most.
Mhm.
But I wonder how much, if Joe is talking to anyone. I think Joe's really smart. The guy was a hostage negotiator. He's got a lot of
Gotta
life.
be.
I just got to think he's talking to Peter and Neil. You know,
Yeah.
maybe he's more comfortable with that more so than the women. But he sees how smart people are, and he's got to see how Deb is. He's got to be observant. So maybe he's just feeding her fire, letting her do what she wants to do, but at the same time talking to somebody else.
You called her Deb.
Deb.
Yeah.
She's not like
See
that.
what I mean? She's like Deb in a lot of ways. She is. Well, her name is Debbie, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Debbie,
Oh, I'm
yeah.
sorry. I thought you screwed up and just called her Deb, which I found to be funny. But
If
her
I call
name
her
is
Eaton.
Deb.
I call her Eaton, and that was screwed up then.
Oh yeah, and she'll kill you. Deb will actually probably call you and kill you.
Of course, we get the obligatory, however you pronounce it, shot of the 4 young ones in the ocean and the 2 geriatrics, as Neil called them, sitting on the beach watching the young ones. So, boy, you really didn't like that geriatrics line, did you?
I
Joe?
didn't at all. No, I didn't. Because I'm 50. He would consider me to be part of the geriatric.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
me
older
too.
than Deb. Debbie, I'm older than her. I'm the same age as her.
You don't look older than Debbie.
I don't feel older than Debbie.
Yeah, but you're much more sociable. I don't think Joe's exactly sociable. When he did his video where he was hiding behind the bush, he never cracked a smile. I told Dwayne that bothered me just a little bit.
But
Where's
that
the
was
sense of humor?
CBS. That was CBS telling him to look serious.
I
What are
know.
you talking about? When did he do that?
Joe's little video, the bio video that he made. He talks about different things, and then at one point he's hiding behind a bush like it's a spy shack.
Oh,
But he doesn't even smile like, haha, I'm hiding back here.
That's weird.
And
But
I
they
wonder
do
how
tell you
sociable
to do stuff. They do tell you to do stupid stuff. They want you to do
Yeah.
outrageous sort of silly things. I refused to do it because I just felt silly being silly.
Right.
And he was probably in that situation, probably.
Yeah.
Exactly. I can't see him doing that, except maybe with his grandkids, and then he'd be smiling. You know?
Who knows? Maybe he did do it. Maybe it's just a whack job we hadn't figured out yet.
I don't know. Well, he says he's got a lot of intuition. So, but like you said, we didn't really get to see enough of him to
Yeah.
really know. So day 2, Beauty's out doing stuff, getting stuff, and Ty decides to just leave everybody, and goes and, just a few minutes ago he was talking about how trees are just as alive as you and me, and then he's ripping them out of the ground. So
By their root, so he can put them back. He put it back.
Okay, all right.
He also called them dead trees. But I like how he says everybody just grabs bamboo and walks back. So I'm going to do something different. I'm not going to walk back. I'm like, yeah, stand out from everybody else.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah. So.
He's great.
Yeah.
I like him.
like
He's
him.
very likable. Yeah.
But we've already talked about all that. So now we get to Aubrey's really more of a. I think she was dehydrated a little bit, but then she just had an anxiety attack, is what it seems like to me. You know.
Yeah, I think she was definitely dehydrated.
And you get Debbie up there. You know, Debbie's like, "Oh yes, come on up here," but in the back of her mind, it's like evil Debbie. You know?
Well, she said, you do what you got to do. And if that means you walking out of here going to get some medical attention, you go do that.
Yeah, Debbie, man.
Did you look at Debbie, though? She looked like she was unfazed. Sitting up there like she was on vacation or something. No, not sweating, just putting on a little tiger print shawl. She was good to go. And Aubrey's suffering, about to fall over.
You know, some people are better at acclimating than some people are.
Yeah.
I had a really hard time. It took me a while to get my act together in that heat. When I first got off the airplane in Cambodia, I couldn't breathe.
Oh,
I
really?
took in one breath, and it's like, gosh, the air's so thick. You know, and I was in bad shape. I wasn't ready for that call when the call came for me to be part of all of that. So you don't tell it no. I couldn't say, you know, call me in a year and let me go work out. I just had to go. Circumstances caught me off guard, and it was hard. It's really hard. I felt for her tonight with all of that.
Yeah.
She did panic more than anything else, but still, you know, that's a rough thing to go through.
Yeah, I started to worry when she says, I wish you guys had known me like before this. And I'm like, are you leaving? Are you about
she knew they were judging her.
Absolutely.
Right.
That's what she was doing. She knew they were judging her, and she just didn't want them to think this is who she really is. Give me a minute. Let me get through this.
Don't let this be my first impression. Yeah, because Neil's worried about another brain tribe repeat from Luzon and just cracking and falling under the pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So let's vote out your wisdom, because they're old. Let's get rid of them. Because they ain't going to do nothing but get in the way. He's not going to live that down for me for a minute. He's going to be old in a couple of years, and I'm going to give him a call.
Yeah, they're of course, you know, then we'll all be older. So then you get Jennifer, and, you know, they show us a night 2, and she's got that bug in her ear, and she can't sleep all night. That was just crazy. That was, I know we've already talked about it, but that was just... Who told them to put water in her ear? I'm assuming that was water. It's like all of a sudden she's got this liquid in her ear that kind of, I guess, drove the bug out, maybe? I'm not sure. You know, I was wondering, how far could a bug go if it went, I mean, I don't really know the inner ear well enough to know, but could it have, like, ended up in her sinus cavities and all kinds of weird junk?
I have no idea. Where did it come from?
You can hold your nose and blow, and it goes out your ears, but pop your ears that way. But I mean, even when you stick a Q-tip too far and touch the membrane or your ear wall, that's what this bug was crawling on, you know. And for her to stop mid-confessional and scream like that, I'm about in tears for her, thinking, oh my gosh, she is like seconds away from walking out of this game because of the pain. I mean, I can imagine her at a challenge suddenly screaming out in pain.
Yeah,
what's in her head.
That's rough.
But
now that she's come through that, they're going to see her as tough.
Oh,
that will ultimately help her.
That is a great edit point. You know, when Holloway recovered from eating a scorpion and throwing up and coming right back and playing again, you know, that was a little stupid. But this is nothing she could control. And all of a sudden, that thing's crawling. I'm like, it's there. Grab it. Grab it. Grab it. Why did it take you guys 3 times to grab it?
It's like there's a reason the cameraman's sitting on her face while he's filming. There is a bug right there.
And then Scott's got it, and Sydney has to say, kill it. Don't put it down. You're not Ty. Don't protect the bug. Kill the bug.
Good thing it wasn't Ty. He'd be like, you know, the bug just wants a new place to live.
And
I wonder what it was.
I don't know, but it was
like a little centipede larvae or something.
That's what it looked like. And you know that for most of the night they were probably wondering, she's probably just got water in her ear.
Right.
You know, she probably doesn't really have a bug. And she's telling us that I can feel the feet crawling around in my ear, getting close to my brain. How much damage, like Dwayne said, how much damage can they do?
That's making my jaw hurt.
And what a relief to see it being pulled out and plugged, and she feels like $1 million.
Right. Well, someone even said, "Are you sure it's not just water?" And then someone else goes, "It's bleeding."
Yeah, that was her. Jen said, "My ear is bleeding, honey."
Water made your ear bleed.
It's like, no, honey, my ear is bleeding.
Well, when she was laying there on her side and it started to come out, it looked like she had water in her ear, like they had poured it in and was just sort of suffocating it in some way, making it come out.
Yeah.
It looked like a strategy to get rid of it. But
I think that's what I would have done.
Could she have gone to medical and said, hey, can I just get something squirted in my ear?
Sure.
Get a little syringe and squish
Yeah.
some water in there.
Well,
Get
I'm just
the thing
wondering if the
out.
game would have allowed her to do that. Because, yeah, that's all you need is to squirt it with warm salt water or something and then turn your head over and it'll come out. But
Yeah, no, you can call for medical at any time.
Yeah, but would they have said, too bad, there's a... Well, I bet she did, and I bet they said, sorry.
Yeah.
You got a bug in your
And that
ear.
is what they'll say to you. Yeah. That's true.
Sorry.
You can call for medical at any time, and they're like, really? You want me? You know, because they could tell you to get out. I wouldn't want medical to come near.
so then how tight does she wear her buff around her ears from this point on?
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh. I covered my head with mine. I didn't go, every time I slept, I was completely covered.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about this. What I happen to think is a 9 on a scale of 1 to 10
Okay.
of challenges. I loved it.
You did.
Yeah, I loved it. I love the fact that they had to get out. They had to get in the boat, and everybody had to get in the boat without tipping it over. And then one person has to. Although you know what, it says one person, but then they let them switch out. So,
Yeah.
but still, you got to do all the diving, and then you got to paddle back, and then you got to push that heavy boat up, and you got to put wheels on it, and then push it up. I love it. I love it.
See, Jeff's response was, yeah, when's the last time you were in Cambodia in that heat, looking at that
That's
challenge?
exactly
thinking-
what I was going to say.
Okay, I'm looking at it from a fan standpoint.
Yeah.
From a
Because you
player
haven't
standpoint.
slept and you're hungry and you're,
Yeah.
your body's acclimating, so your ears may be ringing. You may feel a little lightheadedness. It takes a while to get normal, and
Right.
to have to do all of that, pushing something heavy and it won't move, and you just have nothing else to push with.
So
It's like the tug of war challenge in Cambodia when we went over those A-frames and then had to tug that box. That thing was so heavy.
So you walk out. You walk out and you see the piers in the water. Okay, we're getting in the water. Wait a minute. What's this track up? Wait a minute. There's wait a minute. How many challenges is now? I gotta ask. I got to play in the Durham Warriors Survivor Challenge in Maine.
Oh, did you?
I did. I played this last season. I played with Troy Zan and I played with Joel Klug and Dr. Jill and Brooke. And we, before every challenge, we strategized about what each person was going to look for, what we're going to be, how we're going to walk out and stuff. And they were so great on. It was Survivor 101 for me. I got to listen to them and stuff. In fact, Troy Zan was in our chat room for a little while. And so did y'all do that walking out to these challenges? Do y'all immediately look around? I mean, you got to look around and say, are there puzzles anywhere? Are there parts anywhere?
Well, they keep you from that. You're not allowed to see
really?
any of that. They have holding areas for you off to the side, and each tribe goes in different places, and they bring you in a direction that you can't see it. And if there were a couple of challenges where they brought us up to it, and there was no way we could not see it, so they blindfolded us, and we had to hold on to each other as we walked to a certain point, and then they tell you to take. So you don't see any of it, and then you're not allowed to talk, and then you get out there, and Jeff shows you the challenge course first. He'll take each tribe down it and show you everything before you even begin, and then he gives you time to strategize, and then you go. And he locks you down. You go into lockdown, you're not allowed to talk, so you come in and out of lockdown through the whole process.
Right.
Oh, wow.
But you don't have a time to strategize unless you're standing right there watching it.
Unless
he
you do
gives
it
you
at
that
camp
time
or
to
something,
go.
yeah. But at
Yeah,
camp,
because you'll start to say, now you go do that, and they'll shut you up. They'll put handlers in front of your face and make you turn in opposite directions. You're not allowed to talk or see anything.
Until he says, "I'll give you time to strategize."
Right.
And I like the fact that we don't usually get to see this, but they let us see some of the strategizing.
Yeah.
You know?
That was
And
cool.
I think one of the reasons why they did that, because I made a note that Alicia says, "I'm not good at puzzles," and Sydney's like, "Stop talking about what you're not good at and just do it."
Yeah.
I was like, "Why not listen to her? She says she's not good at puzzles, so why are you putting her on the puzzle?" You know? So I'm wondering if that may come into play later on too.
Maybe. But that strategizing period is an important period, and a lot of times people screw themselves in that moment. I'm glad they showed that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was really thinking they were going to say, "Okay, you're the one person that has to go get the paddles. Once you pick that person, that's your person." And same thing with the puzzles, but they didn't.
Yeah.
So. But anyway, Darnell losing his goggles. You know, I think, doesn't everybody know if you jump in water with goggles on, you're supposed to hold them?
I guess if you don't jump in water with goggles, you don't know that.
But I mean, you watch.
I would
TV.
hold it, instinctively hold it, but
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was thinking. Oh well.
I don't know, I'm not a good diver. I don't like to go deep like that. So God bless him for even volunteering to do it.
Yeah, well, he says he used to be a lifeguard. So
that was another point that they made, showing us Scott saying, "You're diving, I'm diving." He says, "You sure?" He says, "Yep, I'm diving."
yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
I like that too. They showed the strategy. That was good.
Skipping ahead just a minute, I don't want to lose the challenge part, but I mean, Darnell fought to stay in this game. He was like, "Look, I did this, and this," and Alicia didn't fight. I still don't understand why they kept Alicia, but anyway.
There's a conversation. Yeah, and it's now she owes them. But there was a conversation between them and somebody.
There's something we didn't see. Yeah.
Well, okay. Here's a side of it. If you keep Darnell, then Sydney and Darnell are a pair.
True.
And a tight pair. If you separate them, then they're not anymore.
Yeah. One person made that decision. I don't know who that was. Did they show that?
It was Jason.
Jason voted, yeah. He voted to make it a tie.
Yeah. I don't know why he did that, unless it was just for the fun of it. In fact, I tweeted him on Twitter. I said, "You got some explaining to do," but he hasn't responded yet, so I'm not sure.
Well, he told me everything. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. He did not.
He's being inundated with messages tonight. He probably hadn't even seen it.
Yeah, I know.
But I thought he came out pretty good. I liked his
I like him a lot.
Also, like Scott's edit. Scott is very vocal and pretty savvy. I liked him too.
Yeah. I didn't think I would, but I did. I'm still reserving. I'm not going to say I like him yet.
So far, Neil's the only one. Okay, we'll keep Neil on the bottom. Gotcha.
No, I like Neil. I'm just saying, I like Neil. I liked Neil before. I like Neil now, but Neil lost a few points with me with that.
Well, you got those same horns that I do, so yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
So Brains wins, and Braun goes to Tribal, and now we've got back at camp, and it's just all three of them were saying, "I'm the bad one. It was my fault. Whatever."
Mm-hmm.
So basically, let's just go to Tribal and talk about Tribal, I guess. Well, although you got the whole thing where Scott and Jason are talking to Alicia, and they're like, "Do you have an idol?" And she goes, "I didn't say I did. Didn't say I didn't." I mean, shouldn't she have been like trying to do everything she can to get on their good side, not playing that way?
Yeah.
It's like yeah. Do you know what on the chopping block means?
Yeah, she was being cagey with. She's being cagey with them.
That's a little peek into who she is, I think, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, he goes, "I don't like how you're scheming," and then she's cagey with him. So.
Yeah, Sydney's not going to like her. We're going to see some fireworks there, I think.
Yeah.
I hope so.
So we get to Tribal Council, man. There's 18 minutes left in the episode, and I'm going, something's going to happen. There's going to be.
I wasn't watching the clock like that, so when they tied, it was a surprise to me.
I was completely caught off guard because I was behind watching, so I had no idea how much time was left. It had already ended, and I was totally caught off guard by that tie.
Yeah.
Has there ever been a tie in the first Tribal?
I don't know. I don't think so.
We were doing this on Thursday night. I would have looked it up on it. Well, Mike K is in our chat room. Let me ask Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While he's asking Mike in the chat room, I love Jason. This is one of the things I like about Jason. He's just going to say it, right? He's like, "I'm sitting with some people who can meet my high standards and some that don't." And then he calls them out. I loved it. Blondie and Darnell. Wow, Alicia, you don't even get a name.
Yeah, that was bad, but I like him.
It sounded like I like him a lot. It sounded like he changed his vote when he told us that. He said that what did he say? I was rethinking if we're doing the right thing.
Yeah, so I'm wondering why. I mean, did he do it just to make drama, or because the other two didn't seem like too upset with him or anything?
I don't know. You go into those situations and you want to know everything going on. Maybe he knew it was going to be a tie. Maybe he knew. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just feel like when you go into a tribal council, you either know everything that's going on or you know nothing.
Or you're the one going home. Yeah.
Right. And he had to have known what was going to happen there.
Right. And I think he changed his vote to make it a tie. And then maybe he was testing the waters to see if one of his partners was going to change their vote. And when they didn't, he goes, okay, I'll go back with y'all. You know?
Maybe. But still, there's a conversation that was had somewhere that we didn't see, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
And maybe it was at Tribal. There could have been a whole,
Yeah.
there's a lot that goes on at Tribal you don't see.
See, I wonder if Probst let them talk after the first tie. You know?
Maybe.
I don't know. So,
I wish they would have shown that, though. I mean, had they done that,
yeah.
Yeah, make a case for why they should stay.
Yeah.
Casey Crafton in our chat room says there was a 3-3-3 tie and Francesca got booted. So I guess, yes, there has been a tie in the first episode. So, and someone besides Mike K answered it. Come on, Mike, you're slipping. You're slipping, Mike. So.
Wow, that's good. I would never know that.
Yeah. Alicia shocks the world. I'm a mental giant. Who'da thunk it?
Well,
What? Really?
Col-
Why are you on the beauty trial? Or
Colton said she's on the wrong tribe. He said it about 1,500 times in our draft the other week.
Yeah,
she should be on the beauty tribe, and now she's telling us she should be on the brain tribe. So,
That's right.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, in the chat room, Mike K has corrected Casey. No, she got booted 4-3-2. So,
So no tie.
I guess not. I guess we're going to see this little fight plan itself out over there in the chat room. So, anyway. Darnell says, you did nothing, but I worked my butt off. And he gets emotional. He gets to talk about how he's worked himself hard, and then they start to empathize with him and all that kind of stuff. But it doesn't matter. We get a tie and a revote. So,
Yeah.
all right.
They didn't show him working hard, though, did they?
Well, just a little bit. He's like, I pushed on that boat, and I did this, and you were sitting there doing nothing.
well, she was pulling the rope. She was like up top. The worst thing it's like you can't blame her for the puzzle when she flat out said, "I don't do puzzles." That takes me back to Russell Swan in Philippines, where he assigned the wrong people to do all the wrong jobs.
Right.
And it just kills you on that first challenge if you get somebody wrong. Puzzles can bring you all the way back.
Maybe it had something to do with the fact that he took a dump in the front yard.
Yeah, maybe it did. You know what happened, don't? Yeah. See, this is what happened. A couple hours later, Scott's walking out in the ocean, and that was the end of it for Darnell.
Oh, with his feet, he's going to cover so much ground anyway. He's going to hit everything.
He got some squishy stuff between his toes, and that was the end of it.
Gross. That's gross.
All right, so Darnell goes home. Next episode, Debbie is on the outs. So I thought it'd be fun if we just kind of went, not a long time, but just real quick on each person, and I want to hear Jeff's take on each person.
Okay.
And we'll just kind of, first. So let's start with the Brain Tribe.
Okay.
Final thoughts on Aubrey after episode 1.
I had Aubrey picked to be right there near the end, and I changed on her. My initial instinct was that she's going to go early and be weak, and I studied her a little more and decided, no, you probably could win, and now I'm seeing my gut was probably right.
How does she feel
struck
after
me as being weaker?
How does she feel after that challenge? Does she feel 1,000 times better?
How does she feel? What do you mean?
Yeah. Well, she was one of the puzzle people, so she's the one that was so in bad shape. I mean, I just wanted to hug her and say, "How you feel now?"
Yeah.
You still feel
I'm sure she's going to come through that physical thing that was going on. Maybe she isn't panicking like she was before, but she showed serious weakness early on.
Yeah. Okay.
That surprised me.
And Liz, besides
Robot.
being the prettiest one out there.
Beautiful, absolutely gorgeous, but such a Stepford wife to me. Like, it's just something very I don't know, like mannequin-y to me about her.
Yeah. Interesting. All right, Debbie.
Debbie, whatever.
Debbie,
Yeah,
Deb.
she's odd. Just odd. She doesn't fit in. She doesn't even feel like any of them. Like she's her own thing.
Yeah, I think if Brains loses, then whichever between Debbie and Joe, whoever did worse or whoever's doing the least at the camp is going to be the one going home, and I think it's probably going to be Debbie. So
Yeah. She's
Kelly
got
said,
some Abby in her a little bit.
Yeah, Kelly Wentworth said that she takes back everything she said about Debbie on our fantasy challenge podcast. But I don't know. I think I'd stick with it, Kelly. if you're listening.
What did she say about Kaôh?
I don't remember everything she said, but it was just like, she's not going to last very long. She's kind of odd and all that kind of stuff. But then we got to see that little first impressions video, and Debbie did the whole, we got Bumbly Butt and Christian Caleb and all this kind of stuff, and so she got kind of snarky, and I think Kelly liked that.
Yeah.
So, but anyway.
I still think she's early.
Yeah, me too. Peter / Obama.
More annoying than I thought he would be. I thought his intelligence would be the most annoying thing and his cockiness about it, but there were other things about him that annoyed me just a hair.
Yeah, and he's one of the ones we didn't get to really see a whole lot of.
Right.
Just, So, David, feel free to chime in anytime.
Yeah.
It's not me and Jeff.
Yeah, he was kind of robotic to me.
Was he?
It was very much like a first-hour interview where he hadn't been affected yet. He was still listening, and he's flat out saying, I liked when he and Neil were talking in the water. He said, who you want to go first? And I do like getting a name out there, but Neil said, let's wait for the challenge. We'll see which one doesn't shine in the challenge. And that could have even flipped back on, the other two girls, Aubrey and Elizabeth, if one of them doesn't do well. So I did like that, but I don't know. I'm in the middle on Peter.
I expected him to have a little swagger, and he didn't really.
Yeah.
Right. In spite of the geriatrics comment, I'm still liking my pick to win it, and that's Neil.
Yeah, so, I like Neil. I like him. He'll do well. They seem to like him.
Yeah, I think Neil has potential to win the whole thing. So, and I still feel that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do too.
So, and then Joe, again, I think if his tribe can keep winning, then he'll probably last a little bit longer. But I don't think he has a chance to win it myself.
He reminds me of Terry Dietz a little bit.
Yeah. All right, let's go to Braun. Jennifer, kudos to Jennifer for surviving the Star Trek.
Oh my gosh. Oh, no, that's horrible. Don't bring up the Wrath of Khan. Oh my gosh.
I mean, golly. Props to Jennifer. I mean, really, because if you think about it, she was a trooper through that whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
She was in pain, but she wasn't quitting. And she wasn't, walking around, moping around about it. She was complaining because it would hurt. But, even whenever they were all around kind of talking about her, man, she walked right up there and started talking with them. A lot of props to Jennifer.
She's a fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's tough. The guys, I think the guys will like her, but I think that she's probably going to have some issues with Sydney and Alicia now.
Yeah. So then
I think we'll see her fight with them.
Yeah. Alicia, I didn't really see her doing a lot at camp, but again, like you said, that could be editing. But what about your thoughts on Alicia?
She seems clueless to me. Like she just doesn't get it.
To me, she doesn't seem like she fits in the Braun tribe.
Yeah, she doesn't. Colton was right about that.
Yeah,
she's on the wrong tribe.
Yeah, I agree. So
I don't know why they see her as Braun. I don't get it.
She's adventurous. She travels a lot and does a lot of worldly, international things, which we were kind of equating to maybe having money in the family. But she swims with sharks. She's done all this kind of stuff. But looking at her, she looks like a toothpick next to the rest of the Braun tribe.
Yeah,
right.
She does.
Adventure travel is not Braun.
No, it's wealthy. So it's white collar. That's what it is.
It's white collar.
Yeah. I think Sydney has put herself in a bad position. It's not her fault, but her and Darnell being so close and then Darnell going home, Sydney's going to have to crawl out of that hole. What do you think?
I think she will. She seems very likable. They seem to like her. I didn't see her causing any waves or any. She'll be able to walk out of that, I think, okay.
Okay.
So let me ask, though.
I think all the arrows are going to be thrown at Alicia.
I do too. We didn't see the last vote. If it had been Alicia, would we have seen it? Wouldn't we have seen that? Do you think Sydney may have finally said, okay, I give in. I'll vote for Darnell too? Because that could have been a connecting block for her to get back with Scott and Jason and Jennifer.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see those votes, so I don't know how those went.
We didn't
that
see
makes
the fourth
sense.
vote.
Well, you're right. If she's smart, she'll be like, okay, fine, and go right with them and go, look, y'all, I'm with you.
Yeah,
exactly.
So, and I don't, and I think she is smart enough to do that. So, but like I said, she's got to decide to do that.
Yeah.
So, Darnell's home.
She's too good.
Scott kind of seems to be the leader of the group. You think?
Yeah, so far. But there's still this Ophi kind of, I don't know, kind of annoying thing about him to me.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would get along with him. I don't know.
I
get along with everybody, but I don't know that. I'd like to get along with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Jason is letting Scott feel like he's in charge, but I think Jason is also as vocal, and I think we didn't see much leader from Jennifer, but she's in the right group. She was in the right pack. She was
Definitely.
never mentioned or questioned as a target. So
Right.
she's found herself in the right spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Jason's probably leading that group, actually,
I do too.
Okay. Like,
in a subtle
okay,
way.
kind of like behind the scenes leading it.
Mm-hmm.
The best way to lead it.
Mm-hmm. And he's smart, so he's probably figured out that Scott needs to appear to be the leader. So let's just feed him and let him think whatever. It doesn't matter.
And Mike K put in our chat room that all 4 votes were for Darnell, so I think that was smart of Sydney to come around and change her vote and be with the group and not be a separatist from that.
Oh, they were.
Yeah.
Smart for her.
So there you go. There you go. Well, this just goes back to how Jason is just, definitely. I wish I had him on my Double D brigade. Not very happy that.
You had the chance.
Not happy that he's. Not. Yeah, but I've got Michelle, and I'm happy about that. So.
See, I like blunt people. That's why I like Jeff back in season 2. That's why I like Jason in this season. I like people that are blunt. Just say it. And I didn't feel like Nick, and I don't want to go back to Nick, but Nick didn't feel blunt. And his confessionals, he felt arrogant. But like Jeff said, we didn't really see that. We didn't really see that side of him, which tells me he could be safe for a little while.
All right, well, let's talk about Nick. He's on the Beauty Tribe. Thoughts on Nick?
He choked a chicken tonight.
Good for Nick.
When he picked it up off the ground, that's right. You're right.
He did. Garrett, he choked it while he was walking.
Yeah.
We're not chasing this chicken anymore. There you go.
All right, Ty.
I don't know.
Ty? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Jeff.
No,
go
ahead. I was going to knock him a little more, but there's no need to.
All right, what about Ty?
I love Ty. I want to wind him up and put him on the shelf and just turn him on every now and then just to entertain. He's great. He'll be fun. If they can just tolerate him, he'll be fun.
I'd love to listen to his stories. Oh, my gosh. 11 days on a boat? That's incredible, the stories he's gone through. I don't think he's going to physically struggle. He's going to be awesome.
Our pre-jury trip was through Vietnam. We met a lot of interesting people like him.
Yeah.
And it is interesting just to sit and listen to their stories.
But if they were to... Go ahead, David.
I was going to say, I like him too, but I'm worried about his actions in this first episode if they have to go to tribal and if Nick stays calm. If Nick stays calm, then Ty's in trouble.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm wondering. If Beauty Tribe loses, I'm thinking Ty is first to go. I mean, that's why I picked him. That's why I picked him to go home. What is that sound? Who's banging?
I don't hear a sound. I don't hear anything.
Okay, it was you, wasn't it?
Typing probably.
It might have been.
Oh,
was it?
Yes, it was that.
Oh, that is me. I'm tapping the keyboard. Sorry.
I was like, what the heck? What's going on? So, anyway. All right, and Caleb. He didn't surprise me because that's what I was expecting. A nice guy, but did he surprise either one of y'all?
He's nicer. He came across nicer than I thought he would.
Yeah.
He came much more friendly and much more listening. I thought he'd be more jumping in your face type person. I'm this, but he wasn't. He was just working hard and listening and being up front with the girls, going right up to them and talking to them.
He knows what he's doing. He's already done this before.
Yes, this is true. He does have an advantage in that sense, even though it's not the same game. So.
Yeah. On a certain level, it is though. It's about influencing people and winning people to your side and being friends with people and building relationships. It's a lot of the same thing.
Yeah. So let's get to the girls. Anna.
Love her.
I like all three of these girls. All three.
Yeah, I do too. They're my favorites so far, these 3 girls.
All right. What did you like about Anna?
She's quiet. She's smart. She's laying back.
Mm-hmm.
Observant. Yeah.
All right. Julia. What do y'all think about Julia?
Love her.
Way
She's gonna get in trouble, though.
Yeah, way smarter than her age. Do not take her age for granted.
Right. And that may get her into trouble.
Yeah.
All right. So Jason.
Strategy queen.
Jason has responded to my tweet. Would y'all like to hear it?
Sure.
Sure.
He said, I did my job. I am big and I push stuff around and I have to save ASS, and Dive the Split was an idol flush. So basically, the split was an idol flush.
Nice.
They did that on purpose to flush idols.
And talked about it beforehand, obviously, because he nodded at Sydney. Didn't he nod at her like, yeah, go ahead. Let's just go ahead and vote the way we talk.
Ah, you're right.
That's what that felt like there.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Varner. I don't have my little applause.
I'm so glad Jason's on the Thrice is Nice team.
Yeah.
Thrice is nice.
That's my team. Yeah, that's my fantasy.
Yeah, I think you got a good one with him. He may win.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that a problem for you?
Yeah, I'm looking at my Double D Brigade team, and I'm not as happy with them as I was.
As you're one short.
Yeah, as I'm now one short with Darnell gone. All right, the last person is Michelle. She was my first pick in the draft, and I'm still liking her a lot.
Me too. I really like her. She seems to understand what she's doing.
Yeah, she was one of the first ones to get confessionals, and right out of the gate, she was talking about stuff, and I was like, wow, that was a good pick.
And she's striking me as Wentworth. Watching the way she played, seems to be a lot the same kind of game Kelly played out there in the beginning, which served her well.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, all right, guys. That was a good premiere, I thought.
I thought it was fantastic. I loved it.
Loved it.
Yeah, I want to go back and watch it again, but I was so enamored just by the scenery because I was there.
Right.
So I was trying to, is that Angkor Beach? Like I was trying to understand if that was Angkor that the Braun tribe is on, the Red tribe, because some parts of it looked like it was, but some parts of it.
Yeah. It's kind of like when I'm watching a TV show and like I've now been to New York twice, and so I'm like, ooh, I've been there. I wonder, and I start getting distracted by the scenery and stuff.
Yeah. I did a whole lot of that tonight.
Well, technically, it wasn't Angkor yet because it hadn't been Angkor
That's
yet.
true.
So.
That's true. But I thought that they started with 3 tribe beaches, and one of them was so infected and bad that they moved them in mid-game. I want to say that I heard that somewhere. I don't know if somebody at Ponderosa told me that or.
Yeah.
Well, in the opening,
the impression that Angkor Beach was a new beach they hadn't gone to yet.
In the opening scene where they're paddling, it looks like they're all paddling to that island, and not to a bigger section of beach.
Yeah, it does look that way. It looked like the same place they had us actually.
Yeah.
The same spot.
Wow. So you got anything else, Jeff, you want to talk about or say about the premiere, or we get you all warmed up for your guest spot with Rob tomorrow?
No, I'm a little overwhelmed with it all today, actually.
Yeah.
I had kind of unplugged from this season 31 wore me out.
Yeah.
From the campaign all the way through to the end, and I wasn't used to being on Survivor in the age of social media, so I felt obligated to respond to everybody who wrote to me, and it was work. Yeah. So now that I've gotten through it and past it, I just I've shut Facebook down. I try not to go online anymore and just take a break from it. So the fact that I'm back talking about it's very odd. Like I feel like I'm boring. Why did you even have me on here tonight? I don't understand.
Because you're not boring.
Yeah, this is probably one of our lowest rated shows. So
probably.
Yeah.
That's okay. I anticipated it, so.
Well, we are thrilled that you agreed to come on our show, and
I'm glad you had me on.
Thank you so much for doing it. Thank you for doing our show intro. And
that's crazy.
I know you don't like it, but they're really good.
Okay, good. Well, I'm glad you think so.
So all of you who are listening, thanks for listening to us have Jeff Varner on. He'll watch it again probably before he's on with Rob, so he'll have some more stuff to say whenever he's with Rob, so be sure to listen to it with Rob.
I'll have to.
Yeah.
And, oh, my God, Duke won.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That happened.
I forgot about that for a few minutes.
Sorry.
we took you out of it with Survivor. That's right.
We were trying to help you not remember that. And also be sure to check out Jeff and Kelly and Holmes, Martin Holmes. Yeah. Do their power rankings.
Yeah, I don't know why I agreed to do that. I don't know how to do that stuff.
Yeah, well.
My list already is blown to hell. I've got to tear it all apart and start over.
Yes. Well, tune in Sunday night, and we'll be doing the D&D Survivor Challenge to see how David and I fared over this episode. Bad news, I know y'all love the Mikos Challenge because you love to hear me get totally frustrated because I don't have a very good memory and David does. but Miko cannot do the Mikos challenge. Now, if somebody wants to rise to the occasion and take his place, I will rename it whatever your name is challenge, and feel free to do it. But, you know, first come, first serve on that. So just let us know if you want to do that. We don't have any iTunes reviews tonight, so be sure to get out there and give us an iTunes review, and we'll give you a shout-out. And thanks for tuning in. Got anything else, David?
I'm good. This was great. Thank you, Jeff, for coming on. It was fun.
Thank you all for having me. I appreciate it very much, and I look forward to the season watching you guys.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much. Glad to know that you'll be watching us. So.
Hey, I appreciate it. I'm just tuning in past the intro, and I'll be good.
That's right. Just tune in past the intro. All right, a huge thank you to our D&D patrons. We couldn't do the show without you. Thanks for shopping Amazon using our link. And that's it. So bye, everybody. So everybody say bye.
Guys.
See ya.
See ya.